Um, Bryce teaches. Thank you for joining. Shalom. Shalom. Yahuwah is king. Mm. Shalom, brother. Thank you for joining. Bryce teaches. Oh, you join us from the group. Oh, shalom, brother. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today, brother. Shalom. Hope you are resting well. Let me invite you so that we can. Um, Bryce teaches. I want. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Shalom, brother.
Yeah.
Bryce teaches. How you doing? How you doing, brother? How is king? Can you all hear me?
Yes, 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 I can hear
I
you.
acting like as if you don't know me.
How are you?
No,
Rashi.
I'm not. I'm doing good, brother. I'm not. I said Yahuwah is king. Are they surprised now? So he said you will not be able to join.
Yeah, no, the thing is that I'm still outside, but the until I get home. But let me just join for the little time I have. At least on well, I'm close to the house safe. I'm almost done.
Okay. Ari, thanks for joining. Brother Bright, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah,
Shabbat
I
Shalom.
still going to continue with what you are preaching or like the our discussion for
No,
today.
we are waiting for you. You said you're going to um join, right? So we are just going to have some
Shalama.
discussion to you.
Hello, Shalama.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Let me log out for now. Let me log out now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What do you say?
I said we're just going to have some
What did
discussion.
you
We are just going to have some discussion till you join us.
say? Oh,
Yeah?
The network is
on
bad.
this internet. All right. Hold on. Let me log out. Yeah, no problem.
Hope you hear what I said, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, brother. It's hot already. Yes, our brother. So, brother Bright, this is your first time joining us. How are you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's actually from the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
Okay.
because I know there's a name, there's somebody that answers Bright in the group. So, you're joining us from Nigeria, right?
Yeah, my name is Bahia group.
Okay, Bahia, yeah, bro. So sorry about that. I I know you as Bayan, right? I did not know. There's I believe there's another person that answered. Multiple. There's somebody else that answered right, right, in the
Yeah,
group.
the same person, same person.
The same person. Okay, all right, brother.
Yes,
Thanks for joining us.
I joined my two WhatsApp, one from my business WhatsApp, the other from mine.
Okay, 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 okay. I understand. Yahuwah's bride. Thanks for joining us. Our our mommy Jew. So I don't know if you are aware, brother. We are always gather here on Shabbat. You want on Saturday according to the name that pagan has given to it
Okay.
to to have a discussion. You know what I'm saying? Not strictly for one person must talk. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your word has put in your heart. You know when family gather together, right?
Yeah.
To share knowledge. So that's why we usually do open discussion. If you have a question to ask, something you need to learn, or something you have learned that you want to share with the brethren. You know what I'm saying? That's how we usually gather every Shabbat for since like December, if I can remember very well. I saw when I just here. Yeah, yeah, was bright. Thanks for tapping. I saw when I just maybe the network is bad.
You
Wait.
shaved your hair.
What did you say?
Said you shaved off your dreads.
Yes, yes. Yes. It that was last month. No, not last month. April, March, late
Okay.
March. That was when I decided to cut it off.
I almost didn't recognize you.
Eh. That is what a lot of people have been saying. Yeah, that is the comments I get. They say, "Ah, are you the same person?" As a matter of fact, when I met um late February, right? When the person saw me last week, it was like when I greeted the person, he was like he was looking at me somehow as if we are not met before. He was like, I introduced myself. Oh, it's you. It's you now. It's your face, everything have changed. So, all right, brother. So, okay. Do you like anything to share with us or any question to ask? Let's just begin with. Let's just use it as to begin our conversation today. Before Shubumi join us, no, Shubumi was going to be the person to present, right? So I think he will join us soon.
Today being my first time, I'd like to introduce myself again
Good.
to everyone that I'm sure I haven't, or some people don't know me. They have not
Yeah.
seen my face or even heard my voice before. So, my name is Bright. I'm from those states. I was invited by Yahsharel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he invited me through, we met through Facebook actually. So, I was very elated to find out that there are lots of people out there with like minds. So, being new to the whole thing, I am really hoping to learn from my brothers
Yeah.
and sisters in this group.
Yeah.
Please teach me the things I need to know. Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Well said. We are all here to learn, right? You know, Yahuwah's word is we learn from the day we came to this life till the day we depart from this life. We are always in the process of learning. You know what I'm saying? So we are all students of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are so happy to have you here, like share together. And speaking of, when you said when you discover that you have people, like-minded people, you know that is the same thing that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first like came to the truth. That was like 2019, late 2019. So it was somehow I feel like I was the only one here in Nigeria, right? Because you know how heavy Christianity is here, right? So then I was like, okay, then I'll begin to talk to some people, right? So when I started, I got a lot of thread. You know what I'm saying? So I was like in my mind, man, I've not even like said anything, passing the message. It's just me trying to tell people that there is more to the scriptures than what we have been taught in the church. And I'm getting this kind of thing. Man, let me just like lay low for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe I'm only one in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So I know that at some point there will be many people, not knowing that there were many people also who also have that same feeling that like feeling like they were the only people. You know, as time goes by, fast forward, I get to meet Shamal. No, it's Ucheyahu that I first met, right? Through TikTok. Here on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Then from Ucheyahu, meet Shamal. That's where I began to meet a lot of people. I was like, oh, so we are this much, right? I did not even know about it. So, all right. So, brother, right. So, how long have you been to the truth? Like, how long have you come to know the truth about who you are, about the Torah and everything?
I think for the past 3 years or so, although I began to doubt the whole Christianity thing since
Long time. Yes, yes,
20, I think 2017 or 2018, I don't know. So I stopped going to church for a long
yes,
time. I didn't feel comfortable anymore going to church. Whenever I'm in church, I feel like, what am I doing? What's this? What's going on
yes,
here? Like everything is
yes,
wrong. I wondered why that there is always a building, a church in every street. Like in almost every street, they have like three, four churches, and the whole society is going wrong, going
definitely.
as in the morals
Yeah.
are going bad. Like if these churches were right, if they were doing the right things,
Hmm.
we would all be good. Society
Yeah,
would be improving. But when I listen to them preach, what they talk about, when people go outside to preach, the things they used to convert you, I'm talking about Christianity now. The
yes,
things
yes,
they used to convert you is totally different from what they will preach when you become a member.
yes,
So they cajole you when you finally join, and they finally have the means to boost their members.
yes,
The next thing is prosperity, family curse, ancestral curse. You are a sinner. Those kind of stuff. They are not talking
yeah,
about the things that were actually like the truth in the Bible. They're not talking about the truth, like the end times, the things to
yeah,
look out for. They're not talking about those things. They are focused
yeah,
on what will make them look like they are the next to God.
yes.
You can only access God through them. So luckily for me, I have this I don't want to overestimate myself, but I have a certain spirit of discernment. I can tell when
Discernment.
someone is
Yeah,
being fake.
yeah,
Yes, I can tell when someone is being fake. I can determine a person's character
yeah.
from 3 or 4 encounters. I can just determine this person, like this is the character of this person. I can just predict his next move, unless the person is like being conceited or something. So I read through the Bible at a time. I just like I just took out the Bible. Like I'm a reader. I read books. So
Yeah.
when these books are interesting, I kind of pour out my time and focus on just read through it. I read through Revelations at a time from the beginning to the end,
Hmm.
and I was so scared. I was so afraid. Like what's going on? Are these people not seeing this part of the Bible? Is this revelation, this part of the Bible, is it invisible to the church? The things to do to avoid, like if you actually, let's say you want to go through everything, every rules that was given through in that revelation. There are
Yeah.
parts where he said that I'm talking about Yahusha, where he said that for those that want the crown of life, these are the things you should do.
Yeah.
So these things, there are many blessings and the requirements in that book that were made obvious. The thing is, they are not teaching us these things. What they are saying is, as long as you have given your life to Christ, you are going
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
heaven.
Yes.
If you don't repent, you are going to hell.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as
Exactly.
that. It's not as simple as that. So people now take going to church as being a Christian, as giving your life to Christ.
Yeah.
Nothing else. You must go to church. If you don't go to church, you are a sinner. If
Yes.
you don't
No.
go to church,
Yes.
you go to hell.
Yes.
So I was so confused. I know there was a time Subomi talked about what he was going through at this Christian parents stuff. I have Christian parents too. So I could relate. For that reason, like being not being amongst those that go to church in my house, I've at a point I was alienated. So they kind of perceived me as the black sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was not like, it didn't hurt me because I knew what I was doing. I know what I'm doing is the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't feel guilt.
Yeah.
I don't feel pained. In fact, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. So I was also happy that I found this group, and I would like to connect more with like minds and learn more about the Bible. I feel I've been talking for too long.
No, brother, go ahead. Like I said, here we are family. You get what I'm saying? It's a we call it open discussion. You get what I'm saying? So you can talk as much as this is your first time. You get what I'm saying? If somebody else wanted to talk, you get what I'm saying? Person should have get what I'm raising hand. I've heard all the things that you said. That you said. It's more like all of us kind of go through that same path. You know what I'm saying? You having
Yes.
parents and seeing, man, you answer a lot of names. So when you are decide to follow Yakusha, right? Decide to be obedient to his commandments, right? You need to be ready to answer occultists, Satanists, um, um, they will give you a lot of names. Some will even call
Yes.
you, what is this? Is it Shabbat? There's this name they call it. I can't forgotten Shabbat, Sabbath something something. So that's just it, and there will be rejection and all kinds of evil. You know what I'm saying? But you know what used to give us that strength, that energy, that Bible verse that the apostle said, um if they call me devil, right? That means they will even call you more. You know what I'm saying? So that means he has already like no, he's the one that like he knows human, right? So he know what everybody that follow him will likely face. You know what I'm saying? That's why he has already give us the information that if you are following me, these are the things that will happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So us as his children, as his students, right? So once we read that scriptures, we already know what is happening. You know what I'm saying? It's more like a soldier. Soldier that are training them to go to war for war, right? So whatever thing they are likely to face in the war front, that is training they are giving them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they have to train them to swim. If you have what do they call those ones? The one that swim. I forgot. Is it Navy? Naval.
Marines.
So
Marines.
Yeah. So in case they find themselves in a position of they have to swim, you know, because they have received that teaching, that you know what I'm saying, that training, so they know how to maneuver about it, to maneuver it. You know what I'm saying? So that same way, all these things, um, they are put it down in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? That people who has lived it and know how it will happen. You know what I'm saying? So and give us the information in the scriptures. So when we go to read, so whenever we are faced with all these parent or society rejection and everything, we know that this is what we have to go through because if you study scripture very well, you see that Yahusha is labeled us as a soldier, right? He said we are soldiers, right? So as a soldier, you receive training and you go to war front. And the world, our surrounding is the war front that we are facing, both
Yes,
spiritually
yes,
and physically.
yes,
So that's just it. And you actually said something about that when you reject wait, sorry, if you are not going to church, you are not born again, you are going to hell. Let me even tell you something. One guy almost punched me in the face in Lagos. What happened? I was having a conversation with somebody. That day was on the day of the sun, the day they worship sun, right? On the Sunday, around afternoon time, very hot sun. And these guys approached me. They were Christ Embassy members. Two of them with Christ Embassy pamphlet, right? So, and he interrupted our conversation and gave me the pamphlet. I genuinely nicely told him, no, nah, bro, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So now this is after I've woken up to the truth that like 3 years after I've woken up to the truth. That was like 2022. Yes. So you know how they the Christian now, you know how they do. So you now
yes. Very
want to
aggressive.
go ahead to persuade me, you know what I'm saying, to
Mm.
I was like, what did I even tell him? Okay, I was like, if and I told him, I didn't mean you come here and come and tell me, bro, this read scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and discuss about scriptures. I would have paid attention to you, right? I would have listened to you.
Would have been
But
interesting.
yeah, you would have been interesting. But you come here to give me pamphlet that is written by your by Pastor Chris, telling that it will help me. How is it going to help me? So that was when he now took me to the scriptures. This guy left Genesis, he left Exodus, he left Leviticus, he left Number, he left Deuteronomy, he left I think Joshua, he left Judges, he left all those books. He now left even in the what they call New Testament, he left every book and went to Corinthians and read that verse that said, and every man that call on the name of Jesus will be saved. Something like that.
Mm.
Is born again. That's just one verse. He did not even finish the verse. That was when I asked him, wait. Me here, I'm in Nigeria. This Jesus, who him be? That is why that guy got angry. Oh. The guy changed. And I said, do you think I'm jobless? I'm here to That guy almost punched me in the face. I was like, did you meet me jobless? The guy really got angry. I was like, how can you come and tell me somebody I don't know who he is? I have the right to ask you who is he before I accept him, right?
If you know him, tell me about him.
Tell me about him exactly. I did not ask any wrong question, right? So
Yeah.
his man, he began to call me names. He called me a lot of names. So he said, I say your pastor that is Pastor Chris that is a Freemason. That because that you don't he did not know that I used to be a Christ Mercy member. Like I've been in Christ Mercy like 3 years or so or 4 years. So those some of those my friends that we used to go to Christ Mercy together, most of them are pastors now. So he did not know that I know, like where it is. I've been there
You've been
long
there
time ago
before.
since 2010.
Yes.
Sorry, since 2009. So that was when this guy went to. I said, "Your Pastor Chris, that is Freemason. That's Freemason that he went is bewitching you people. You now want to come. You now come to tell me that I'm going to hell. You are following him to hell. I was the guy. That guy. I didn't been. it was in the night. That guy was that guy for moving me. That guy for showing me street. The guy was really, really angry because I asked him simple question. Who is Jesus? Simple as ABC. Because I did not see Jesus in the Old Testament. I did not see the verse that said, once you confess Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, no, there's nothing like that, right? So you have to make me understand. That's the simple question I asked. And boom. So that's it, my brother. Once you come into the truth, you know what I'm saying? You know the evil one doesn't like the truth, right? There will be all kinds of attack. But all praise to the Most High Yahuwah, no matter the attack, the emotional blackmail, the no matter wetin, we have that inner joy. You know what I'm saying? That even us, we can't explain it, right? That's what shows that we are in the right path. No matter all the tribulation, no matter everything, there is always that joy that people of the world cannot have. That is what makes us different. People with all the riches of this life, they have everything. They see that inner joy that Yahweh has put in us. That is what makes us different. So that's it. Once we wake up to who we are, because the evil one, the Ashatan, his agenda is they must not know who they are. They must not know what they have in them, right? But immediately we recover, we wake up, we know who we are, we start questioning things, we start living right, start seeking the truth, then we become enemy. You know what I'm saying? Then we become enemy. So that those spirits will use everybody possible around us to fight us. And when Brashbomi was discussing about this parent, I told him about my own parent. My dad wasn't really because my dad was a pastor, right? You know, we are from the lineage of priests, right? So my dad naturally know the scriptures. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So I can say that my dad is the only pastor that I know that he studies the scriptures. So my dad would have repented if not for my mom. So when I discussed something with him, he was able to grab why, because he has been reading the scriptures. So he wasn't just he was not the real problem. My mom, my mom know very well that I don't want to hear. You see that word, prof. Tell us. I don't even want you to finish it, prophet. Because they are fake. You know why? Because I have been through a lot in their hands, right? She knows very well that I do not want to hear that word. But my mom, I don't know how she did it. She connived with one false wicked prophet to come to the house to come and I don't know what they wanted to come and do in the house for me. When I
She
was
didn't know now. If she knew, she would have done it.
she knew because before after the whole thing when the reaction I gave to the man, right, I made him feel embarrassed. I did not say anything. I was just standing there looking at him. So the man now got angry and went to his place. So my mom was like, "Oh, I invited somebody out." Later I went to the man to go and meet to have conversation with him. He told me that my mom has already told him that I do not want, like, whenever they said anything prophet, I do not want to hear anything like that. He said it himself. So so my mom knew that I don't I don't want to hear anything because don't you can tell me you are false. When I see a true prophet, I'll know because we have, if not, we have many examples of this of a true prophet in the scriptures, right? So we know who a prophet is, right? In the scriptures, people have studied scriptures, right? So you cannot come and study is it psych? I mean, I don't even know that thing that they do to come and use it to come and tell me that you're a prophet. So my mom knew that I don't really want to deal with anything from those people. Oh, Yahweh is the king. Say, you are back. Okay, so we will begin soon. So my mom just, I don't know, it is that spirit, the spirit that is controlling people, right? It is that spirit that that was controlling her. Should I say that rebellious spirit was heavily like
She
using
was
my mom.
desperate. She was desperate.
You
She
know
wants
why?
you to be in the same path with them.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why I
Because that
said
spirit know that I was more connected to my mom. Like everybody could tell me something, I will not listen. But when once it's from my mom, I will listen. You know why? Because she always said in a very calm way, in a way that looked very innocent. You know what I'm saying? So that spirit knows that. That's why he was trying to use my mom to get to me. So, but they almost got me. Believe me, they almost got me. It was Yahuwah strength that I was able to um, escape from it. Ari said we are all in the same boat. Yes, so we are all in the same boat too. So, all right, Yahweh is the king. Yahweh is king. Shubomi, so you can go ahead and continue. Let's begin. I still left. Maybe he will join us again. But he just say I'm back now. Maybe we'll join again. Maybe it's network. So that's it. Somebody outside cannot say something that will hurt you. Even the person said it, it would not. It's somebody that you are emotionally connected. If people that are close to you, you know what I'm saying, you are emotionally connected to them. So those are the people the evil one will try to use against you, which the scriptures have already said that a man's living will be day of his household. You know what I'm saying? It's people within I always used to attack us. So the one I'm saying now, since we have choose the path of Yahuwah, we become the light, right? And they have choose the path of Christianity, which is darkness that masquerade as light. So that way we now become opposite light and darkness doesn't like light, right? Because light would expose everything that is in darkness. Yeah, I thought as much. Yeah, I thought I knew it was network. You can try and connect again. So that's it, brother. Yeah, what's right? Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, what's right?
Can hear you.
Oh, okay. I say you just come there on the low.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. You asked us question. I just stumbled across your video not too long ago. You asked us, who are we owing debt? So I was like, if you ask me, who I go ask?
I beg you. The national debt too. Everybody goes they owe. They owe each other. They can they deceive themselves.
Um, Me, I shall know that I'm not owing anybody because I did not collect it anybody. I mean, you collect money.
Ah, for where? Oh, we have debt. I'm debt free. Oh.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
when the time come, right? The people when go borrow money, they go pay the debt to who they borrow it from.
I know.
Is brush what are we going to?
Okay, so let's just do something. Share
Uh,
worship of the other.
yeah, right. Let's begin with prayer. Maybe before then he will join us.
All right. Okay. Okay, so Abba Yahuwah, we want to say thank you so much for this gathering. We are very thankful for the gift of life. Thank you so much for your goodness, your mercy, your favor upon our lives, for how you've been there for us, with us, guiding, protecting, and sheltering. us and setting out apart for your use. Father, will allow in your holy name that will continue to live, that will continue to be strengthened, that will continue to grow, live in truth of your word, that the things of this world will never slay us. That is so, Father, we thank you, we praise you, we honor you, we adore you. You come and have your way in this life. Father, we pray that everything we're going to learn today will be taught for the glory of your holy name in Yahushua Mashiach. So be it.
Amen. All right, family. Please, our
Amen.
brother, Brashlomi, Yahweh is the king, will present. Brashlomi, you have the floor.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone, peace and everyone. I
Please,
have to do something, please.
at the end of Brashlomi presentation, we see the floor will be open for each and every one of us to ask some whatever we have or to discuss whatever Yahweh has put in our heart.
Please,
Um,
Pakali, can you?
Bakali, please can you mute your mic? Thank you. So, Rashi, let me go ahead. Rashi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, I can hear you.
Okay, let me mute my mic. Please, so you guys should tap, please, so that the likes will increase, so I can invite other people.
So today's topic is called the wickedness of Yahsharel, and for those who are like newcomers in this place, in this live session, we Yahsharel can be called Israel. Well, we're going to talk about the wickedness of Israel. Now, we're not going to go into everything today, but we are going to talk about some things as it relates to the wickedness of Yahsharel. So let's go. Our Bible verse will be going for Micah 6 from verse 7 to 14, Isaiah 30 from verse 1 to 3, and Jeremiah 32 from verse 27 to 35. Yeah, so please, if there is anybody with their Bibles, please can you open to Jeremiah 32 from verse 27 to 35.
Wait. Jeremiah what?
32 from verse 27 to 35.
Jeremiah 22 from verse 13.
32.
Okay.
All right, please, anybody there?
Almost 32 from 27 to.
35.
Okay, I'm reading from Hallelujah scriptures, right?
All right.
See, I am Yahuwah, the Elohim of all flesh. Is there any matter too hard for me? 28. Therefore,
Yes.
thus says Yahuwah, see, I am giving this city into the hand of the Chaldeans, into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign king of Babylon, and he shall take it. And the Chaldeans and the Chaldeans who fight against this city shall come and light fire to this city and burn it with the houses on whose roof they burn incense to Baal and poured out drink offering to other mighty ones to provoke me. For the verse 30, for the children of Yahsharel and the children of Yahudah have done only evil before me. From their youth, for the children of Yahsharel have only provoked me with the work of their hands, declares Yahuwah. For this city has been a cause for my displeasure and my wrath from the day that they built it, even to this day, that I should remove it from before my face. 32. Because of all the evil of the children of Yahsharel and the children of Yahudah, which they have done to provoke me, they, their kings, their heads, which is their leaders, their Kohim, their priests, which is their priests, their Nebim, their prophets, and the men of Yahudah, and the inhabitants of Yahushalem, and they have turned their back to me, and not their face, though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them. They did not listen to receive instruction, and they put their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of Ben Hinnom, to offer up their sons and their daughters to Moloch, which I did not command them, nor did it come into my heart that they should do this abomination to make Yahudah sin. 36. And now, thus says Yahuwah, the Elohim of Yahsharel.
That's enough. That's enough.
You say 6 and
Yeah,
37.
sorry about that. 27 to 35.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So, from what we read, we saw that Yahuwah gave the children of Yahsharel onto the hand of the Chaldeans, or the Chaldeans, as they like to call it in King James.
Yeah.
Yeah, onto the hands of the Chaldeans or the Babylonians. And the reason why that was because Yahsharel, that was supposed to uphold the standards of righteousness so that all the nations will flock to it, they became a rebel and they started to do things that did not glorify Yahuwah. They started to worship other Elohim. They started to perform child sacrifices and stuff. And we are also seeing it today in our current modern world, where many of the children of Yahsharel, because they've completely forgotten who they are, and because of their consistent rebellion, they have consistently forgotten who they are, and because of that, they still repeat the same mistakes that their fathers have made. They are still doing the same things that their ancestors once did. Many of the children of Yahsharel in positions of power, that they had to do animal sacrifice, child sacrifices, many because of power, because of notoriety, because of fame, because of pleasures, because of wanting to gain the riches and the honor and the wealth of this world. They have tormented their souls with the evils of they tormented their souls with the evils of the other Elohims. We always see this in our movies in some of all these African magic, that they will do money ritual and then they will kill somebody and then they will use their blood to be getting money and stuff. However, what my brother said that what happens in real life is much more gruesome than what happens in movies. Movies, you can water down a lot of things, but in real life, there are a lot of things that you cannot water down. And the problem is that the nations have used our need to serve other gods as a weapon against us. They've used it as a weapon against us. They used it to basically oppress us more and more. So I'm going to go into my notes and sorry, I'm going to go into my notes and I'm going to discuss some things here. Hold on. I'm back. So let's go. Our people over the years have consistently rebelled against Yahuwah because they have chosen the way of the world over Yah. Many of the lost tribes now convince themselves that they are equal to the Gentiles and are the same as them when scripture have refuted this statement multiple times. In Deuteronomy 7 verse 6, Yahuwah says, for that Moses was speaking to Yahsharel, he said that, for thou art a holy people unto YAHUAH Elohykah. YAHUAH Elohykah has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Yahuwah has called us a special people in scriptures multiple times due to the covenant we made in Mount Sinai, where we swore to Yahuwah that we will be loyal and faithful to him throughout all our generations. Our lives have been closely intertwined with Yahuwah. He considers us his firstborn, his first fruit among the nations, and his bride. Hence, the standards of righteousness was much higher and stricter than with the nations. But in our arrogance and stubbornness, we turned our back against him and broke his commandments, and for that, he did not let us go altogether unpunished. In his covenant agreement, he stated that if we turn from him and follow after other gods / Elohim of the other nations, the gods of or Elohims of the other nations, that he will severely punish us and use us as an example to the nations. Deuteronomy 28 from verse 37, and it says, and you shall become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all the nations, where
Amadu
Yahuwah
was a fool.
will drive.
Amadu was a fool. Don't worry, go ahead, continue.
Okay. If you read Deuteronomy 28 from verse 14 to 68, you will find all the causes stated in that portion of scripture applied to us as a people. Everything written in it has happened and is happening to us. And as our people continue to be rebellious towards Yahuwah by following after religion and not after the truth, Yahuwah has allowed these causes to continue until we come out of the lies totally and follow after him in Ruach and in truth. Today, we will look into scriptures to analyze the evils of our people and to give us an understanding of the consequences and the end results of our continuous rebellion against Yahuwah. Chapter 1, the roots of Yahsharel's rebellion. Yeah, so let's start here.
Thank you, Brother Bright.
Let's start here because this will be used as a foundation for what we'll discuss in further topic. Yahsharel's rebellion started before even crossing the Red Sea. The very beginning of their rebellion towards Yahuwah came when they complained to Moshe about the armies of Pharaoh. This was when they were doubting Yahuwah's power to deliver them, despite the fact that they saw with their own two eyes the plagues that destroyed the power of Pharaoh and Egypt. They accused Moshe, or that's Moses, of bringing the children of Yahsharel down to the Red Sea to be killed and recaptured by Pharaoh and his armies. However, Yahuwah was willing to demonstrate his power once again to the children of Yahsharel by declaring the children of Yahsharel declared by Moses, saying, as when we look at Exodus 14:13, it says, do not be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance Yah will bring to you today. The Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. True to his words, Yahuwah delivered the children of Yahsharel from the Egyptians and brought them out of the wilderness. However, there was a problem. Yahsharel became too comfortable in their shackles. They have been in bondage for so long, they started to adopt some of the behaviors and patterns of the Egyptians. and over time, they started to corrupt themselves with their own vices. One case of this was the golden calf. When Moshe went to the mountain to seek Yahuwah's face and to acquire ancient knowledge and dealings of the ancient world from Yahuwah, the people became restless and they all together went to Aaron and said, "Come, let us make gods that shall go before us. As for Moshe, we don't know what has become of him." That's Exodus 32, verse 1. And Aaron, in his foolishness, commanded the children of Yahsharel to break and remove their golden earrings and to bring it before him. When they did so, Aaron went and fashioned all the gold he collected into a golden calf. Due to this act, Yahuwah had to interrupt Moshe and told him to go down from the mountain to meet the people. This was when we became accustomed to Yahsharel being a stiff-necked people. This was the very beginning of their rebellion towards Yahuwah. Over time, however, Yahsharel became worse after they entered the land of Canaan, that's Canaan, and after fighting the necessary war needed for them to fight to inherit their own land. Even then, they still rebelled and allowed some of the enemies to stay in the land Yah gave to them. After Yahuwah explicitly told them to drive out some of these nations, the nations that he stated that he told the children of Yahsharel to drive out were the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. These nations were used by Yahuwah to test the children of Yahsharel and to be a thorn amongst Yahsharel. I want to quickly say something. When Jacob, when the children of Yahsharel were split, like they were told by Joseph, Yahusha, that's Joshua, the son of Nun, to basically like go into this land and to drive the people out. One thing the children of Yahsharel did was that once they took over that land, they will not tell those people to be paying rather than driving them out altogether. Because they wanted to be like the other nations, they now told those nations that we've conquered you, but and this is our land now, and so you are going to be paying taxes to us, rather than driving them out, as Yahuwah stated, because Yahuwah wanted them to inherit that land. But because the children of Yahsharel, they wanted to do what was right in their eyes, they said, let's tax them. Let's tax them since they are not going to fight back. Since this is our land, this is the land that was given to us by Yahuwah, so it's our own land. They forget that many of these people will still, because of their rebellion, because they despise Yahuwah, so they will now plot again. They now plotted against the children of Yahsharel. That's why many of these nations, they were turned to the side of Yahsharel, to ancient Yahsharel. Like they were consistently fighting, rebelling. There was so much civil wars to the point where they couldn't even take it anymore. But okay, let's go. After the death of Joshua, son of Nun, the children of Yahsharel quickly turned their back against Yahuwah to serve Baal and Ashtoreth and the gods of the other nations. And because of that, Yahuwah brought the children of Yahsharel into captivity multiple times. Multiple times. However, the big one came during the Assyrian and Babylonian conquest, where Yahsharel was thoroughly destroyed as a nation, as well as the other nations that were surrounded by Yahsharel. Alright. This one on my batteries. Normally I wanted to carry my Bible, but I'll have to say what I need to say. So, you see, if we see the parallels of what happened in the land of Yahsharel to what's actually going on now, we see that some of the things that we do is not far-fetched from what Yahsharel used to do. Yahsharel, do you know now this modern day Yahsharel? I'm not talking about the Israelis, but the children of Yahsharel that have been scattered to the four corners of the earth. One of the things they do, and I've noticed it, is that they are dead set in their ways. Like when it comes to rebelling against Yahuwah, they are dead set. A lot of them chose religion, the religion of Christianity, because they felt like it was the closest thing to what they knew. But the problem is that their fathers, somebody, yeah. I think when I was studying, it came to my mind. This says that, like, when I was studying, the work was like, why would, like, if some people say that, let me go to my model. Yes. Some of these sensitive people don't say it in the parlor. Okay, so like I was saying, if the if Christianity was, a religion that was that was the truth, that is supposed to bring many to the truth, why do they have to force black people to accept it? If Islam was supposed to be the religion of the truth, why did they? Because they don't want our people. They literally have to force our people, like to force our people to accept, the teachings of Christianity and Islam, which is that's the teachings of balance and Ashura.
Rashima, we can't hear you. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. Rashima, we can't hear you.
Sorry,
We can't hear you.
my you cannot hear me. You still cannot hear me.
We can hear you now.
I think the Wi-Fi in my room is actually bad. So, like I was saying, some of the teachings that were taught in Christianity, they are not the things that, the ancient Yahsharel practiced. For example, now, worshiping on the Sunday, Yahsharel did not practice that. Even while we're away from Jerusalem, even while we're in, the western parts of Africa, they still, we're still at the western part of Africa, but it was not something that was practiced until when, the missionaries came, and then they started to teach, they forced the religion on us. It's not like as if they forced it and then they pass it down to the children and to the children. Now it got to a point where they no longer had to force it anymore, where the people were thoroughly brainwashed to forget who they are. But Yahuwah is bringing us back to the knowledge of Him. So, and this thing, because of this Christianity stuff that a lot of people practice, many people now, if you tell them that, okay, you are Hebrews and you follow the way and stuff, all of a sudden they have a problem with it, because now they have taken a tradition of man and they have run with it. And even while the thing is not bringing any fruit for them, because I think it was written in the book of Jeremiah that, why do you worry yourself with the things of the other? You have worried yourself with the things of the other God, yet you did not turn back to me. Like, despite knowing that the things that they are worshiping is not bringing them any profit whatsoever, it's not bringing them any sort of satisfaction, it's not bringing them any sort of pleasure, so like the thing is like a burden to them, yet they still do not turn back to Yahuwah. So that's why, it's bad network. The Glow now is maybe, I don't even know what's actually going on with Glow right now. So despite the fact that our people are turning to other gods and they are not seeing any reward from it, they still continue in their wicked ways. That's why Yahuwah was like, these people, they are stiff-necked people. There are people that are very difficult to discuss with. Hold on. Yeah, please. Can I just quickly move? Can I just quickly this for like 2 minutes? I'll be back.
Okay.
So let me quickly Shubomi say something about Aaron and Moshe. We studied that passage, right? If you study that passage, you see that that at least shows how people are like different. That shows why we have false prophet, right? Aaron was the very first high priest. You know what I'm saying? The very first priest that the Most High choose. You know what I'm saying? Not just a priest, but high priest. You know what I'm saying? So he was the spiritual leader. You know what I'm saying? In the nation of Israel at that time while they were in the desert, right? So he was supposed to be the person to actually tell them the right thing to do, right? But the pressure from the people, you know what I'm saying, force him to give them what they want. And that's exactly the thing that is going on here. If you remember, if you read the passage, it said, and the people said to Aaron, up and make us a god. These people are so used to seeing idols. They are so used to seeing like statue. You know what I'm saying? So now a lot of people don't understand why they not why they make golden calf. Remember, they don't make an animal or they make golden calf. These are that's why I said your language affects how your thoughts, right? This were ancient Hebrew speakers, right? And golden calf, like Aleph represent ox head represent power, right? So if you I don't know the way to put it that that will be very easy to understand. When you hear the word Aleph, like it means mighty one. You know what I'm saying? That's why the word you have as Elohim is not Elohim. There's no Isa in Hebrew. It's Aleph, Al. So you have Al, which is Almighty Creator, Almighty Authority. You know what I'm saying? So in their mind now, they are all because the pictograph is like is ox head, right? So they now demand Aaron to make them physical ox head that they will be worshiping as their god. Do you understand now? They don't understand that the almighty power like is spirit, right? So because they are so like they are mentally okay, Shubami is bad. They are mentally trapped with idols, with seeing, they come from Egypt where you have like up to 200 gods, 200 idols. You know what I'm saying? So that same way, they're using that same understanding to understand YAHUAH. That's why they mandate Moses to make for them God. Rashomi, what's up?
Yeah, sorry about that. I went to go and get a chair because standing was very painful for my legs. All right,
Okay.
so chapter 2. Yeah, chapter 2, the many sins of Yahsharel. In chapter 1, we saw the beginning of the rebellion of Yahsharel. In this chapter, we'll see all the sins that Yahsharel has made and is still making today. Now, we're not going to go into this part. No, we're not going to go into all of what we're going to say here because, there's still like three more things that I need to write down and I've not completed it yet. However, we are going to go into the ones that we have here. So number 1, the very first thing, and this is the biggest one that many of our people face. This is the one that, has led many of our people astray. 1, 2, made many of our people to be very, made YAHUAH to be extremely angry with us, is stubbornness, aka stiff-neckedness, and this is a big one. YAHUAH has had a big issue with Yahsharel with this one, honestly. YAHUAH in many parts of scriptures have reinforced the statement that Yahsharel will refer to YAHUAH. In so many cases, Shalama, can you remember what you said last time concerning those women that the husbands of those women that used to bake cakes to the Queen of Heaven?
Yes,
That
yes, yes.
when Jeremiah was like saying that, hold on, I think I remember that Bible verse. Let me go there.
Book of Jeremiah. It is the last part of Jeremiah. I think 45 or so. Is it 45 or 65? Let me check. When he said, you know what Yahweh tell you, we are not going to do it. They
Yes,
boldly
that's
say it.
it. They said it
They
with their
boldly
full
say it.
chest.
They
So
say we are not going to do
44.
it. 44,
Yes,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So let's start from verse 2. Hold on. I'm busy. Thus says Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yahsharel. You yourself have seen all the evil I have brought against Jerusalem and on all the cities of Yahudah. And see this day they are a ruin, and no one dwells in them, because of their evil which going to burn incense. Just be calling me, honestly.
All right, as I was saying, so that is it. So they use the interpretation of understanding the gods of the Egypt. Egyptians have over 200 gods to interpret to understand Yahuwah. So that's why they say Aaron. They say to Aaron, up and make us a god, that we don't know what happened to this fellow. And funny enough, these were the people that some days back. Remember this happened during after, like, maybe some days after they've received the commandment directly from Yahuwah. These were the people that had an agreement with Yahuwah, said all that you said we will do. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't up to a month, or let me say 2 months. They've already forgotten what they promised, what they said to Yahuwah, that they promised him that they were going to keep all the commandments. It wasn't up to a month when they deviated from the commandment that Yahuwah
Okay,
gave to them.
yeah, so let's continue with that part. I shall in the let's go to verse 14. And none of the remnant of Yahudah who went into the land of Mizraim to sojourn there, they shall escape or survive. Is Yahuwah that is speaking, lest they return to the land of Yahudah, to which they are longing to return to dwell there, for they shall not return except those who escape. And all the men who knew that their wives had borne incense to other mighty ones, and all the women who stood by, a great assembly, and all the people who dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, we are not going to listen to you in the matter
Yes.
about which you spoke to us in the name of Yahuwah. They even said in the name of Yahuwah.
Yes.
Like, that means that they knew what they were
They
saying.
knew, yes.
Yes, but this is what I say. This chapter 17 said, but we shall do whatever has gone from our own mouths. So they are not saying that what we want to do, that's what we are going to do. We don't care
Yes.
about any Yahuwah, any who is Yahuwah to us. That's literally what they are actually saying here. To burn incense to sovereignness of the heavens, and pour out drink offering to her, as we have done, we and our father, our sovereign and our head, in the cities of Yahudah, in the streets of Jerusalem. And we had plenty of food. Here's the nonsense they are saying now. And we had plenty of food and were well off, because they were giving to idol, to the Ashtorah pole. Ashtorah, that's the queen of heaven. That's Ashtorah. They give it to Yahsharel, so they were already having bountiful. But here's what they now say, and saw no evil. But since we cease burning incense to the sovereignness of heaven, and pouring out drink offering to her, we have lacked all, and have been consumed by the sword, and by scarcity of food. And when we burn incense to the sovereignness of heaven, and pour out drink offering to her, did we make cake for her, to idolize her, and to pour out drink offering to her without our husbands? Honestly, we could go further, but let's just stop here. They literally said that we are not going to follow after Yahuwah. we don't care about this Yahuwah that dirty people are saying, that you are saying. We don't care about him. When we're giving to idols, now let me interpret it in Christian terms. When we're giving our tithe and offering to our church
Exactly.
pastors,
Exactly. Yes. We are blessed.
we were
We
blessed.
are
We
in
had a lot
abundance.
of money. Yes.
Yes.
You know, a
Yes.
lot of, yes, we had opportunities, we had wealth, we had, and here's the thing, Satan can give you what you want, but the moment but the moment is too late, when moment that he knows that he has already grabbed you, or more, it's like a jail in that movie, God's Not Dead. The woman said that, like, there was a woman that had dementia. I'm sure most of you might know the movie, but the woman had dementia, and the man was like, I have all this money, I have all this wealth, I have all these luxuries, I'm rich and stuff, but you have dementia and you believed in God and I don't. But he said God, but let's just, yeah, believed in God and I
Believed in God,
don't. But yet I have all these things. And the
but
woman
yet I have all
was
these
like,
things.
sometimes
Was like,
the devil doesn't
sometimes
give you poverty
give
and lack and suffering. Sometimes he gives you what you want. It's like a jail
it's
cell
like it.
until it's too, yes, he give you what you want until it's too late. It's like a jail cell that is open. You can go and come out. It will be like as if you can go and come out of it. You can do whatever you want because the door is still open. And you become comfortable in that jail because you are seeing a lot of things, you are enjoying a lot of things until the door is shut. And that's how Hashatan traps a lot of our people. A
Yeah.
lot of our people, yes, he gives them all this opportunity, all this. You see them, they'll be posting on IG, TikTok, like all the luxuries that they have. They just bought a new car today. Oh, God bless. And they might not do anything wrong. They might be like in a top consulting firm. They might be like securing six-figure deals, and they have all this money, they have all this wealth, and they might be legit in the eyes of the world. But that is being used as a trap by Hashatan to seal many people's faith, so that when he wants to get them where they want them, they will not resist.
Because
That is
it's already determined that a sign of being holy is being wealthy. When
that's
you
it.
when you are poor or when you are
That is
struggling
it.
or when you are
Yes. When you
struggling,
are poor, you are struggling, you are not holy.
yeah,
And the Bible he has never stated anything like that. It even says that if you are rich, you have to be careful.
As a
You
matter
have
of
to be
fact,
careful.
Yahweh, Yahusha said that no, Yahweh said that I'm the one that make the rich and the one that make the poor.
Yes, he's the one that makes rich, he's the one that makes poor. So let's continue with our notes. All right. So to be okay, like I said, Yahsharel is ridiculously and cartoonishly haughty and stubborn. It's almost very comedic. Now, I deliberately put this cartoonishly because the level of pride that our people have in their ignorance is just,
It's
honestly,
something else. Yeah.
it's really something else. Yahsharel is ridiculously and cartoonishly haughty and stubborn. It's almost very comedic. Many of Yahsharel are not willing to change their ways and ideas. They don't have the capacity to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Once they've chosen a path, they are dead set on it, even if that path leads to destruction. Yahsharel was supposed to be a shining beacon of righteousness to the nations. However, we act like we are Gentiles and we don't honor Yahuwah. Even in today's time, many of our people, knowing that they are Yahsharel, are not willing to let go of their religious doctrines, despite the truth shown and exposed everywhere to the four corners of the earth. We would rather drink poison and die than recognize our own Elohim and sovereignty. This goes
Yeah.
back to religion.
Brother Subomi, sorry
Yeah,
for cutting you short.
yeah,
This whole thing revolves around this inferiority, this feeling of inferiority.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we feel, most of us
We
or
feel
our
small.
forefathers, we feel inferior to Caucasians, like to these Europeans, these Edomites. We feel inferior.
Yes.
Like whatever they
Yes, that's
say,
why we adopt their ways.
whatever they say is true. It is automatically written.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for that reason, whatever they bring is idolized, legalized, and taken
Yeah.
as a way of life. If you observe, all I know, although the ways our ancestors practiced were not the right way, but
Yes.
their own ways were not also the right ways, but they came with this let's say deceitful manner. They came like they were kind people wearing white robe, bringing things that we've never seen before, telling us fairy tales. I would call them fairy tales because they don't even believe what they were preaching. Most
Yeah,
of those
that's true.
Exactly. Yeah. True.
most of those
True.
missionaries were spies for the UK, spies for the
Yes.
US.
Yes.
Spice for France.
Yes, they all came here, gathered information, went back and
Tell them
dissected
yes.
they dissected Africa, grouped each of these people to different regions to actually easily oppress them properly. They destroyed
Yeah,
our
that's true.
culture, and at the end of the day, we are now struggling as a nation. Where does it come from? This mentality of inferiority.
Um,
Yeah.
right. Let me even add something there. You know, what Yahuwah said, right? He said, "Since you reject my knowledge, I
Mm-hmm.
will allow you to embrace foolishness." Right? Like that thing you said about the missionary, like sometimes I I sit down try to wrap my head around, like, how did the people like were able to convince the whole community of men. Our ancestors, they have wisdom, right? They will, because they have this natural way of perception, right? They could perceive when something is not right, right? So how will these people be able to convince them? Now understand that, remember, whenever our people go south, whenever they go the wrong way, right? Yahweh always allowed calamity to happen to them. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, yes, that's true.
Yes.
Yes.
So just like you said, it was the idol that they were worshiping that
Yes,
Yahweh. That's why Yahweh allowed this.
this to
Um,
happen.
yes, this to happen, because make it make sense. One person. As a matter of fact, I just read one story that what's her name? Mary Slessor. She's
Mm-hmm.
in that south part, right? Maybe south part
Mm-hmm.
or south. But I know of maybe Akwa Ibom and Abia State, around that area. She was the one that mapped everything to them and tell them that these people are easy to conquer, right? You know
Yeah.
why? Because we are still retaining that Hebraic mindset. As Hebrew, as children of Yahsharel, we do not believe in earthly king. Yahuwah is our king, and we are all brothers and sisters. And we have elders which we respect, and you know what I'm saying? So our leaders are our elders. You know what I'm saying? They are not the we don't worship them, we respect them. We respect and honor them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But our suffering, like our overall people that rule over us completely, like our authority is Yahuwah. So the way those people in that side settled, I mean southeast and south around that area, right? They not have, like, that king, like the way it happened in Benin Kingdom. Benin has a king, right?
Yes.
They, like, each community have their own um um what is this called? Village head,
Yes, village head,
like a
yes.
king, kind of a king. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when she came, right, she was the person that, like, map gathered all this information, map the whole territory, and tell them that these ones will be very easy for you guys to conquer and impose Christianity on, because why? They do not have centralized king, right?
Yeah.
So you take them one community after the other. What I'm saying, that was why you can see that if you go and study our history, you see that they entered through Calabar.
If you
They
observe,
Yeah.
entered.
the regions that had
So
kings were
yeah, so
conquered.
I want to quickly say something. During the colonial era, every child of Yahsharel that was gifted were labeled as witch, warlock, they were labeled
Yes,
as occultic people.
yes,
So normally, a lot of children of Yahsharel are naturally gifted. They are
Yes.
gifted in one or two things or several things, depending on what gift Yahuwah has blessed them with. But the Europeans, one thing they did was that they created this form of, this Prussian education system. They placed it, they kind of tweaked it. They placed it, they placed it in our like in the way that we used to interact. And so when they brought schools, they brought in that Prussian education system, and that Prussian education system was used to subdue and subjugate like nations. Any nation they conquer, they always bring in that system, that education system, to teach them in the way of Russia and stuff like that. Like, but the British modernized it, and so they imported it and brought it to us. When they brought it to us, one thing the missionaries could not wrap their head around were children of Yahsharel who were extremely gifted. Some could see prophecy, some could they do have insane athletic abilities and stuff. I think they wrote it in some of their documents and stuff. So
yes,
they now said
yes,
that all of those things that you are seeing, just label it as witchcraft.
exactly.
Just label
Yeah,
it as witchcraft, and those gifts will not develop in those children. And
yeah,
another thing they did was that they now created like this civil servant system, where the moment you come out of secondary school, before it used to be secondary school, now it's university. The moment you come out of secondary school, you were put into the civil force. That's if you actually want to go into that area. You are put into the civil force, and you were trained by British supervisors, by British people who were like you were trained by British people who were like civil servants. This so they started to impose these European values and doctrine in them. And our people are like sponges. Good
Yeah.
things we don't want to accept it, but
Yes.
when it comes to like evil, like adopting evil ways, it's
yeah,
our people were very quick for that. That's why
yeah,
Yahuwah had the problem with. They said that the way they are wise to do evil, but the way of truth they don't know.
yes,
So
yes.
let's continue with what we're saying. So number 2, spiritual adultery. This is another big issue with Yahsharel. They are worshippers of other deities other than Yahuwah. Please, Shalama, please, this video, please save it so that when I want to edit, I'll post to our, the
Uh,
Quayin.
you know what I will
Yeah,
do? When you finish this, I'm going to end it, right, and start the live again. You know what I'm saying? So that it will be easy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All
Like
right, no problem.
the discussion part, I will restart the live.
We'll start the live for that. Okay. They are worshippers of other deities other than Yahuwah. They import gods of the other nations, and also teachings and doctrines and behaviors of the other nations, and bow down to them. They even went so far as to import Baal worshippers from other nations and carving out Ashtoreth poles, which they placed almost everywhere in Yahsharel. There was no, like, the way I
Even in the
model it
temple,
is,
even in the
yes,
temple,
yes, the way I
as a matter
model
of
it
fact, inside the temple, if you read Jeremiah there's a place that inner when he told Ezekiel, he said, I will show you what men of Judah have done. Like
Yes.
that
I'll
place
show
is
you
for
greater
worship.
abominations.
Yes, they were there facing, the temple was facing Babylon, right? It was facing
Yes.
Babylon, right? So when you turn your back, like when you turn your back to the temple, you face Babel. So when you turn your front, when you turn your back to the temple, you face Babylon. That means you turn your back to onto YAHUAH. So when you turn your front to the temple, that means you back Babylon. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You see, Babylon is opposite.
Yes.
Opposite of YAHUAH. So even inside the temple, there were so many wicked. It's just the same today, just like today in the church. You see, the way you can see more evil is in the church.
Yeah. Unfortunately, many of our people, especially all these older generations, they are still stuck to that model, that system of that Babylonian system that runs in many of these churches. They are still stuck there. They refuse
That
to,
is
like,
why,
yes,
that's why YAHUAH, when he brought them out of Egypt, he need to make sure that all of them go. They die in the desert. You can see that
yes.
even as that, those next generation were still influenced by the older generation. That is exactly the same thing that is going to happen now. Exactly the same thing. That is exactly the same thing that is going to
No,
happen.
the reverse. I think the reverse is actually going to be the case. The second Exodus. You see, one thing I had to think about is that the second Exodus is going to be the opposite. Like, Yahweh is first going to remove Babylon from, in the this thing, he took them out of Egypt and put them in the wilderness. But Yahweh, in the second Exodus, is going to be the opposite. It's going to be that before we move into the wilderness, Yahweh is going to remove Babylon and Egypt from us.
We are still going to carry Babylon and Egypt according to Ezekiel. Is it Ezekiel 25? He said, I will carry them for the nation that they live, right? Then I will take them to the wilderness. Then I will plead my case with them the same way I did with their ancestors in the wilderness in the days of Egypt,
Yes,
right? You're going to gather the rebels too, our rebels amongst us, but mostly those our
yes,
elders who are stiff necked, right? So then they will face, like he will they will face him one on one. You know what I'm saying? So the righteous people, the obedient children are the people that will make it to the land. According to
all right.
Ezekiel, Yahweh's bride will remember the verse.
Okay, so let's continue. So, so like I was saying, the way I modeled it is such a way is that the Yahsharel poles will be in almost every part of Yahsharel. It will be in the forest of Yahsharel. It will be in the high hills of Yahsharel. It will be in the towns, in the cities. It's going to be in the temples. It's also going to be in people's houses.
Just like church
So,
today.
yes. So, even, yes, this to bake, yes, carving out the Torah pole to bake cakes to the Queen of Heaven. This frustrated Yahuwah to no end. Even now, our people have taken up Christianity and Islam, and some even Judaism, and are cheering on their oppressors and praying for peace for their own oppressors.
Yeah.
The same oppressors that slaughtered their own people, raped their kings and monarchs, defiled their lands and properties, and created policies to reduce our people to the level of beasts. Not
Yes.
only that, they also perform sacrifices to these gods, such as human sacrifice, child sacrifices, eating abominable food as sacrifices, baking cakes to evil gods, sex rituals, occultic priestly rituals, crying for Tammuz, worshipping the sun, and so much more. This was the main reason Yahuwah drove out Yahsharel out of his land, because it was getting too much at that point. Number 3, hatred amongst themselves. Apart from hating Yahuwah, the children of Yahsharel either hate their kinsmen, other tribes of Yahsharel. That means that's like if a tribe of Dan is beefing with the tribe of Gad, or like the tribe of Ephraim is beefing with the tribe of Judah. There's one part of portion of scripture where it says that and it shall come to pass when Judah shall not, you know, vex Ephraim, and Ephraim shall not be envious of Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so other tribes of Yahsharel, or the Gentiles that grafted themselves amongst the children of Yahsharel, as well as the poor amongst them. Yes. What is happening in Nigeria has happened before. There's nothing new. Either they hate them or they are seriously apathetic towards their plight. The parable of the Good Samaritan says it best. That's on Luke 10 from verse 25 to 37. Everyone was so corrupt that the less privileged amongst their people were just mere targets of the injustice roaming in the land as of that time and even now. Why do you think Yahuwah emphasized on right ruling and justice amongst the children of Yahsharel? Why? You see, this goes deep. You know, everything that's actually going on in this country has happened in Yahsharel before. You know, the poor, they will just be targeted, and you know, they'll just be profiled, like what is happening in Nigeria. You know,
Yeah,
they
Rashwami, just to add more to what you said, remember, if you go to Jeremiah, right, he said, while they were wicked, right? So now, if the kings, the elite, like the rich and the oppressors, if they knew that judgment was coming, they will repent, right? Guess what
yes,
the prophet and the priest do? He actually told them that don't worry, Yahweh has blessed this land. Continue to be wicked. Like no, he said peace, peace when there is no peace, when destruction is coming.
yes,
You know what
when
I'm
there's
saying?
no
So,
peace.
eh?
Yes, when there's no peace. Just
Yeah, so
recently now,
that
sir, I think.
yeah, so that way they continue in that wickedness. You can see that's it that is happening now, right? Why did Yahuwah give Torah? If you go through the proper study of Torah, you can see that it happens so that we can live as one, so that like it can be peace, like we can live in a peaceful environment, right? Where you don't have to watch out for thieves for anything. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can. You don't have to be afraid of anything, right? That, that was the purpose of Torah. Now so for this oppression and evil and wickedness and you know what I'm saying and corruption to continue, now they have Ashatan, if I don't know if it's Ashatan or government, both of them, government Ashatan works through government. Now keep for themselves false prophets and teachers to tell them that the law is done away with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about anything. Just keep
Yes,
on being wicked. Just go ahead.
it's
Be
basically
as
the same
wicked
thing as
as
saying peace. Yes, it's basically the same thing as saying peace, peace when there's no peace.
yeah. So
Somebody will
that's
say the law is
why
done away with. I'm like, how?
hear them tell them
Which
say
law?
hear them say something like this week shall be blessed. You know what I'm saying? You will prosper, you will do this, you will do that. Nobody is warning them that all this wicked life they have been living, judgment is coming, oh, destruction is coming, oh, hunger is coming, oh. Nobody is no, they are not teaching that, right? They're just telling them go continue to be wicked
Just
because
recently now, sef, many of these, just recently now, sorry to cut you short, but just
like
recently now, many of these pastors, I saw it in my feed and on YouTube. Many of these pastors, they were talking about Arsenal and this Premier League. I'm like, is that what you should be teaching the people now? If you see the way they were at it, they even this guy Leke Adeboye was like, this year, you see, Arsenal has won the Premier League. The people that said that you will not succeed and was not doing all this thing, I'm like,
The good
in
thing
a
is,
land that, yes, in a land that you cannot even drive like 5 to 10 minutes without encountering any issues, without encountering bad road, and if you are unlucky, they will just kidnap you on the road. And I'm like, the priorities of many of these pastors, they are just they are just bad. Their priorities is lost
see,
because they have nothing to teach anymore.
the thing is, like I said earlier, it is this self-hate. We
Yeah, self-hate.
ourselves, like we feel so down and so low that whatever seems like wealthy, extravagant is righteous. According to this thing, they said the victors tell the story.
We
The
are
That's not always true.
the white men, or the I don't like calling them white men. The
they're not
Caucasian,
white. They're
they are
not
not.
white. You can call them pink
Yes, they are not white.
or Europeans.
It's a lie. It's a lie that they planted in our minds. So
Yes,
we are not white. We are not black.
at all. Exactly. I like that. Yes.
That's the beginning of it. So they they came. They conquered our people, and they came with this ideology that only the wealthy determines the truth. So it has become like that. The system of the Christians. There's a government of Christianity. It's a government. The
Yeah.
The
musical,
sevenfold ministry.
yes, there's a
Yeah.
government of Christianity. The musical aspect, the, there's this, they have their own type of Nollywood, like the movies they act. So they
Yes.
use our
Yeah.
own version of
That's
interpreting the
seven
Bible.
mountains of power. Yes, I remember now.
Yes, they
Seven
use to
mountains
create,
of power.
they use their own type of movies to create this brainwashing to convince people that these things are what Christianity is all about. This is what God is. And whenever they want to portray Yahuwah, they portray him as this white son, like white savior. So even the
Yes.
pictures are portrayed as Caucasian. So whenever we look at what we do, how we live, we find ourselves like we are not up to that level. So we want to measure, we copy whatever they do outside, we do. So the fact that we now do more than them. In fact, the biggest church in the world is in Africa. The biggest church in the world, the biggest congregations in the world. As a matter of fact, right now that these political tension between US and Israel is going on, the biggest supporters of these nations around the world is from Nigeria.
Yes. So that I see so many people are saying that America cannot fall and stuff like that. I'm like, every empire has a sunrise and sunset.
Yes.
They have a sunrise and sunset. Uh, Bryce, it is what you want to
Um.
say.
No, no, Brashbomi. So just try and end the like when you are finished so that you can it's time like
Yeah, I'm almost
it's
done. This is the last one. All
so
right, number
yeah.
4. This is just the part 1 of the video. We are going to do the part 2 next week. So, haters of truth. Yahsharel hates truth. That is those who are unreformed and do not have the Ruach HaKodesh in them. Rather than being convicted by the truth, they persecute the messengers of the truth and they despise the words and works of those who speak the truth. Even during Yahushua's time, when he spoke truth to power, there were those who did not believe a thing he said and went on in their own rebellion. The Pharisees were a case example. However, due to some of the Pharisees being Edomites, well, we expected that they will rebel nonetheless. We might not be able to use this example, but the one where Yahushua went to his hometown and spoke the words of Yahuwah there, but his people did not believe him. And even his own family and those who grew up with him did not believe him. So he had to leave to where he was needed at the time. So we are going to do the part 2 of this where we'll talk about some other things, blasphemer, child sacrifice, complainers rather than executors, and then we'll do the chapter 3 where we talk about the consequences of the things that we are going to go deep into Deuteronomy 28 for that one, if that's the case. Well, I'm not going to say everything concerning that, but we are going to break down a lot of things in chapter 3 and the rest of the video. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all for listening, and we are going to go into the discussion section, but we are going to do it in a different we're going to like cut this thing now, and then we're going to start discussion session later. The notification will be sent to the Kwain channel. All right.
Yeah,
Shalom.
no,
I'm done.
yeah, I can. But right, and everyone else, I'm just going to end the live now. Just this one, right? I will start it again. So once I restart it, I will send the notification now. It's not going to take up to 2 minutes or 2 or 3. So because we are going to download this live, come on, I'm saying, to edit some part and post it, so that the time will be shorter. So please, everyone should rejoin in few minutes.